allegiance
I pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the four-way test of the things we think scare you, is the truth, is fair to all concerned, will build goodwill and better friendships, beneficial to all concerned.
Excellent, welcome. It looks like we have anyone online joining us today. We have a couple of birthdays. Oh, Terry's not here. Tony is celebrating her birthday on the 21st and Terry on the 22nd. Oh, he is here. You're not on your usual table. You threw me off. Well, he usually kicks us off with starting with singing, but I'm hoping Ron can help kick us off this morning.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
Yay! Happy birthday. We have a couple of anniversaries as well. John B, 28 years, and Rex, 3 years. Great job.
All right. Yay.
All right. I do not have a poem, but it has some fun facts. The ice caves, if you didn't read in this morning's paper or hear all of the social media buzz yesterday, opened for the first time in 11 years. The last time they opened the ice caves at Apostle Islands was in 2015. They opened yesterday. I was there. It was madness. It was cool, but it was crazy. And it's closed again. They have a winter storm warning today up there, and so they will be closed for a couple of days while they assess the situation, and they may or may not be open again this year. So that was interesting, but we were fascinated with the color blue in the ice. And it turns out, here's your fun fact for the day. Ice from Lake Superior appears it is extremely dense, contains almost no air bubbles, and is formed by slow freezing. The structure absorbs longer wavelengths of light, reds and yellows, and scatters shorter blue wavelengths back to the human eye, creating a brilliant sapphire or turquoise blue look. There you go. Your fun science.
How long was the hike?
So it was about 2 miles out and 2 miles back.
So
4
you had to
miles.
walk out to get to the cave to the
Yes.
parking lot?
Yes.
Okay.
And the way it's set up this year, they have different parking lots in the town of Cornucopia set up. And you hop on a shuttle. Well, you stand in line for an hour or more, and then you hop on the shuttle and you get dropped off in the parking lot. You walk down a set of stairs, and then you walk out. It's about a mile out to the first set of real ice formations, and then beyond that, it's kind of choose your own adventure. You could theoretically keep walking. We just realized it was getting on in the day, and we still needed to drive back last night.
So how long would you say you walked along the way?
A few hours. It was a good 3 hours. I feel a little funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're supposed to wear sunscreen in winter too. So let's see. Remember? Oh, I think that's it.
You're good.
I'll turn it
I'm
over to
don't look at
I
that.
see Quentin here, but
I don't think so. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah. All right. Okay. So yes, indeed. So our member minute for James Clinton, who I did not think was going to be here, and I know he has a job that keeps him from the meetings during the mornings. But we'll add him to my list of people that are coming back around again. So we're closely getting to that point where I'll start flipping around to people who have missed their time. So some general announcements. March 3rd, our March 3rd meeting is going to be held at Pickleball Kingdom. So not here. So March 3rd, a little bit of advance warning, and I'll keep talking about it. It will be at Pickleball Kingdom, sort of like how we went to the library. Not sort of, exactly. And we'll get a tour and see what it's all about and all that good stuff. And that meeting is actually hosted by Brittany, so perhaps we'll see him then. All right, March 6th through the 7th is the Pets event. So we have Phil and Joe who are going to be going to that event. So I just want to make sure that everybody knew that was up and coming and when it is. I have been told that, it's a lot about Quentin today. That Quentin is looking for some more folks to help with Meals on Wheels. So if that's something that you might have capacity to do, that would be a fabulous thing. I think most of us here who do it. It doesn't take a huge amount of commitment, and it's really satisfying if you're able to do it. So our Rotary's day is Thursdays, generally speaking, sometime between 10ish, usually done by noonish, depending on when you start and how long and et cetera. But it's not a huge commitment. It's very satisfying, and we could use some more folks to help with our groups. If you're interested in that, you can certainly reach out to me, reach out to Quentin, let us know. We'd be happy to get you on board with that. April 6th is our date for Sunshine Supper. More on that will be coming, but I just want to make sure everybody has the date in mind. So we'll need folks to help with that. May 2nd is the Derby party. Again, I know it seems far away, but it's really not. So I want to make sure that everybody has those dates on their calendar. And then soonish, we'll be having some dates for our volunteer opportunity for ice cream in the park. So again, I don't have, just really just more of a way to be thinking about things that are coming up, and before you start committing to all kinds of other things, remember, oh wait, May 2nd, I got a thing. You have a thing. That'd be the Derby party, other things like that. So let me know if I can help with any of those. I want to make sure we knew about that. And then the last announcement that I have is that when we met last week with the board, we talked about the idea of having a greeter. In the time that I've been at Rotary, we've had a greeter, not had a greeter, had a greeter, not had a greeter. And we thought we'd give it a try again. It's back. And what we thought we might do is we would ask the person who is the host of the speaker. So this week that would have been Steve, because you're going to be here. You brought the speaker. You're going to be here. See what we did there? So we thought that the host be the greeter. What does this mean, you ask? It is exactly what it says. So being at the front, welcoming folks to the meeting, explaining how the tickets work, etc. Yeah.
I must have missed that part at the board meeting, but when we've done it before, and the person who's the speaker or host the speaker is kind of hard because they're trying to help the speaker sit down and talk to them and stuff.
Okay.
So just some input. We've done that before.
Okay.
It's hard for the person.
Well, I think we're going to give it a try. We'll see. And then if it comes back, Laura can say, remember, things going around again. Around and around. It's fair game. Fair game. Well, we'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. So with that, other Rotary moments. What else do we have? I'm sure there's a few. Debbie.
I have one. I brought this up last week that at the district training that we had, they talked about pets, which Joe and Phil are going to. And they're asking each Rotary district to bring something for these kids that they're putting together. It's called Project Cure. It's an international nonprofit that meets the healthcare needs of people in poverty, disaster, and violence. And they've developed kits for kids to contain the items parents should have to care for their kids. And they contain bandages, vitamins, fever, brush, toothpaste, combs, and more. They've given each district a list of things, or a couple of things that they'd like them to bring. Our district, which is District 5250, has been asked to contribute blood scissors or a set of I can't say it, highly. But not in liquid form, would be in capsule. And I mentioned this last year, or last week, sorry. And Deb came up to me this morning to let me know that the vendor that she uses for stuff to butts, that she can get a really, really good deal on scissors, like 42 cents a piece, which is amazing. So if anybody wants to contribute cash or whatever to that, this week, or if we even take it next week, then Deb can order us a lot more scissors than we probably can get on our own. But I do want to thank Terry, who was the first person to bring these scissors this morning, and Steve, who donated $10 already for the collection. So if we can let Deb and I know, and then Deb's going to take care of ordering them, and then she'll get them to Joe so we can take them to Midwest Pets, and we'd be good to go. So
there's a history of the feud between Joe Hanley and the Bank of Sun Prairie, which is a word to read right there. And so I thought this would be my moment of triumph to present the Rotary Club with my copy, but I went to the printer yesterday and I made the unforgivable error that when I created the PDF, I didn't print off the comment section in Word. So when it printed, it has a little thing right here, and I just but this is a placeholder, so I'm going to present this to Dan. You can see it's got about 300 or 400 references and citations, and it's really good reading. You should read it. And I'll get you a real copy later.
For everybody, Sandy is really our triumpher of Patrick Marsh. I mean, everything he's done and amount of information that we have pulled out of this already just to get it to where we're at. I mean, once we got Sandy connected with us, our project blew. I mean, it was amazing, you know, just the information. Sandy is one of a kind. Thank you so much. Anyway.
I'm working on part 2.
Very cool. Any other Rotary moments?
Since I'm standing,
Sure.
we had a wonderful road trip yesterday for Deb, my sister Joyce, and I went to the granite factory where all of the stones are in, you know, for our plaques. And we talked about how do we mount them. We talked about when do we have to have words. That's our biggest deadline we got coming up in 2 weeks. We have to have everything finalized and to them in order to make our date of getting stone being delivered on April 28th. I think that was our date that we had picked. And we got a ways to go. We aren't there, you know, so we're going to need some help. We got to iron some things out with the city. We definitely got some issues there. And in order for us to finalize this, Deb's got her hands full. Joyce those two are doing a great job. I'm great at building things, but when it comes to words and everything else, I can get through, but they're amazing what they can do. And so that's ours. We found out that each of the stones, we found out how to mount them onto the wall. Each will be weighing about 200-300 pounds, so we'll be manhandling them on and actually mounting them. So we'll need help in our volunteer list. We're going to be needing some, and one of the big things in our list is May 10th, right? May 10th is our drop dead. Have this thing completed, so we get an $8,000 grant from Rotary International. So that's what we are all under as a committee to make this thing happen. So that's.
When do you think, are you going to have an opening ceremony or?
That's a good question. I'll be honest, my hands are so full with everything else, trying to keep things moving, but it's something that we'll
I
definitely.
imagine we would. I mean, after all this, we need to celebrate this, so.
Absolutely.
Warmer, we could have a meeting out there.
There we go. That'd be fun.
Yes, yes. You know, it'd be a wonderful spring, you know, later spring project once we get it tweaked a little bit and we know exactly where we're at. So.
Well, Rotary is a member of the chamber, right?
Yeah.
So they can help with like a ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're really fortunate today too. I've got Sandy here and I got Melissa here, and Melissa's been huge. Her and Ben on getting us to where we're at. So I think we're still going to be bending her ear a little bit. We're having some issues, but we need some help. So thank you.
Other Rotary moment.
I have one. So I was here last. We heard that Town People is like 50 years in Rotary. And so I don't know if anything's been set up to like get him here, but Andrew Heisel and I would love to do a citation for him that we can present to him. And need some help though, with information about him and Rotary. So Diana or anyone that has information, if you can like just let me know, and then I can have Ben maybe connect with you or someone from my office and help get it worked out. Appreciate it.
Sleepy. Sleepy puppy?
So, thank you.
Thank you. That's such a lovely idea too. So thank you very much.
Want to yell at Aaron? Tell me stop.
How's this puppy? Okay, Aaron, how's your puppy?
And wow.
Any other Rotary moments from anyone at all? All right. Well, then we will move on to our speaker. And Steve, if you'd like to introduce, that'd be fabulous. Thank you.
Looks great.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to introduce you to Julie Mucilli. I butchered that again. I cannot pronounce your name. She's the Habitat Director of Volunteer Engagement. I had an inkling that if I invited her, she'd probably accept. She works for me, so that's full disclosure. She comes to us from work at other nonprofits out in the Bay Area, San Francisco, but she's from New York. We don't hold either one of those against her at all. Married and probably came as far as anybody today because they live in Mount Horeb. So get here by 7 o'clock is quite a feat, but I knew she would pull that off. She'll give you a little more information about herself as well. And then if you have questions, it's supposed to be a general presentation about habitat, but she's our resident volunteer expert. She knows what's going on trend-wise in the volunteer world. If you have questions about that, she knows a lot about what we do. Her initial job was to be in charge of our construction volunteers. About a year or two ago, we created a position as director of all our volunteer engagement, and that includes all our restores, our committees, our board even at times, and construction. So she's in charge of all of that, and we do thousands of hours of volunteering within our organization, and we need a focal point for that. So please welcome Julie. I think you'll notice she has a little bit of energy, and I told her she only had an hour and a half. So, welcome, Julie.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, everybody, for allowing me to be here. I'm Julie Mucilli. I've been with Habitat of Dane County for almost 4 years and just love what we do in the community to provide affordable housing. So before I get started, I think everyone here is probably familiar with Habitat for Humanity. Has anyone volunteered with Habitat before in Dane County or other places? Okay, awesome. Has anyone shopped at a Habitat Restore before? Oh, I love those hands. Okay, so we'll be talking about some things that are probably familiar to a lot of you in the room. But we are going to kick it off with a little bit of background about Habitat, talking about our mission and vision. Habitat's vision is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. And our mission is bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. We build strength, stability, and self-reliance through shelter. That's really the core of our mission, is to provide safe, decent, and affordable housing. That's why we exist. Now, here in Dane County, at Habitat Dane, we serve the county all throughout Dane, and we are part of Habitat for Humanity International. We are part of an international organization, an international movement, although we focus our efforts here in Dane County. So you'll see some really amazing figures on the screen here about how many folks we have served throughout the country, again, part of this international movement. And here in Dane County, we are so fortunate because we can adopt ideas and best practices from other affiliates throughout the country. We are talking to each other about different best practices, which allows us to learn and bring those ideas here to our community. Now, affordable housing, there is a crisis throughout our country, and we see it here in Dane County. I'm sure everyone in this room understands that there is just not enough affordable housing out there. We may see a lot of housing being built, but most of it is not affordable. And that leaves a gap, a growing gap, between number of affordable homes available and number of families in need. There are so many more families in need of affordable housing than the units out there. And that gap continues to grow as Dane County continues to grow. Now at Habitat, we can't fix that underlying issue. That's a bit above us, but we are doing what we can to build affordable housing in Dane County and in our community. Now in Dane County, we have a few different programs I want to talk about. The first is home building, probably our flashiest opportunity is being out there on the build site building homes. We also have a home repair program, which I will talk more about in a little bit. Affordable housing services. We provide education and mortgage mitigation. We'll talk more about our home ownership classes and programs. We are a thrift operator, so we have 2 restores in Dane County. I love that show of hands of folks who have been to a restore before, and we'll talk more about that. And then also, we have a Habitat Restore Furniture Bank, which you'll hear more about in a little bit. So we have so many different programs throughout Dane County that allow us to help serve our community. All right, a little bit of history of what we do in Dane County. So since 1987, we have built and sold 361 homes. That is a whole lot of homes that we have been able to build and provide. Again, it doesn't close that gap on number of affordable homes needed, but that is a great number and it continues to grow as we build. Also, our home repair program. We want to make sure folks can stay in their homes for years to come. So we have completed 62 and counting home repairs in Dane County. We provide financial capability training to homeowners in our program, and we have 71 and counting graduates of that program. And you'll hear more about our furniture bank in a little bit. Over 210 families served through that furniture bank. And we are able to accomplish these things thanks to our community members and thanks to volunteers. So really, really incredible efforts here. All right, home building, probably what Habitat is best known for. We sell homes to partner families in our program. And families to be in this program would be making 30 to 60% of the Dane County median income. This median income, it is determined by HUD, so that 30 to 60% is the demographic focus. So homes are financed with 0% interest mortgages, and we cap payments at 28% of the family's income. Now, at Habitat, we don't give away homes for free. That's a common myth. Instead, we work with families to make home ownership affordable. And so an example of that is the 0% interest mortgage, as well as capping those payments at a percentage of the family's income. So families are still paying for these homes, but with our model, we make it affordable for them to achieve first-time home ownership. So it is a really, really great model. So many benefits to home ownership. Sometimes folks think a home, oh, that's just a roof over someone's head. It's just a physical structure. But no, it's so much more than that. Being in the program, having affordable housing, families can build equity in multi-generational wealth. There's that individual wealth that builds up as a homeowner, and parents or guardians are able to pass these homes to their children. So it builds up that multi-generational wealth. Children of homeowners are 25% more likely to graduate high school. Children are also 116% more likely to graduate college. And being a homeowner improves health outcomes and healthy childhood development. Having an established home allows families to put down roots. Instead of having to move every year, to another school district, let's say, because that rent has gone up, families are able to put down roots, and those kiddos don't have to change school districts. They know they have the same friends, they have the same community ties. So it really allows families to establish themselves in a community. So many benefits to homeownership. Now, partner families, these are folks in the Habitat homeownership program. I want to provide a little bit of information. Partner families become homeowners and they do have a monthly mortgage through the program. Again, we don't give away homes for free, but we make it affordable. We do have many folks who apply for the program with us. We get many applications during each application cycle we have, and we evaluate those applications based on a few different criteria. The need for affordable housing, the ability to pay a mortgage. We want to make sure families are set up for success and they will be able to pay a mortgage throughout their time. Willingness to partner with Habitat. It is a partnership, right? It's a two-way street. There are sweat equity hours that families have to put into the program. So if there is a household with one adult, it's 275 hours of sweat equity. That's a lot of hours. If you think families are working full-time, 40 hours a week, they have children, they have other things in their life. It's a lot of hours to volunteer with Habitat and put in sweat equity. Hours can be done on the construction site, building their home, maybe volunteering at a restore, and that's a lot of hours that go into this program. And if there are 2 or more adults in the household, it's 425 hours. That is a lot of hours. But again, it's a partnership. Families put in these hours toward their home and toward our programming. And then families must complete classes. We want them to be set up for success when they become homeowners. So we provide financial education and homeownership readiness classes as well. Again, it's a partnership with our families. All right. So as I mentioned, we serve all of Dane County. And this map will show you where we have built in the past. Oh, we're all over. A lot of folks might think, oh, they're just in Madison. No, that is not true. We have built all over, including in Sun Prairie. We have a few homes in progress right now. All right. So home building, like I mentioned, probably the flashiest thing that we do. But a program I'm very excited about is our home repair program. We want to make sure current homeowners out there can continue to live in their residence for years to come. Now, sometimes when you've been living in your home for a while, as an example, you might need some repairs done to continue to stay in there, or maybe some accessibility modifications. So we have a home repair program. We do things like preservation, critical repairs, maybe something with the roof, let's say, weatherization. We want to stabilize those values of the home, improve efficiency and sustainability. So we will do things like, re-siding. If siding's coming off of a house, that might be an example of repair. Also accessibility modification, for example, installing ramps for accessibility. That is a big one for us. So you can see this photo here where a longer ramp was installed, and it's just a really great program. We can talk with you more at the end. If you or anyone you know is interested in home repairs, there is an application process, and you can read a lot more on our website, habitatdane.org. There is an application section that you'll see. All right, our restore. I know a lot of folks in here have been to a restore before. We have 2 restores in Dane County, one on the east side of Madison, pretty close, about 20 minutes away from here, and then one on the west side kind of by West Town Mall. So our restores sell new and gently used furniture, home accessories, building materials, and appliances at a fraction of the retail price. And most of what you'll see in our restores are donations, either from individuals or companies. And being in the restore, it's kind of like a treasure hunt. You can find some really unique things, some funky things, but it's always a good time. Over its 23-year history, the restores have generated $7.3 million in net profits. And these go toward our home building mission. These go toward being able to purchase items for the houses. So it's very important to the work that we do in Dane County. And funded over 81 homes for families in Dane County. Again, the restores are critical. Last fiscal year, the restores grossed $2.5 million. And every time you shop at a Habitat restore, just know it goes toward Habitat's home building mission. Also, we love taking donations. We have more information on our website about different donations that we take. We also have a program where we'll come to you and pick up donations like large appliances or sofas or cabinets, things like that. So think of Habitat if you have some items in your home to donate. All right, then we have our furniture bank program. So this is like a food bank, but for furniture that operates directly out of Habitat's 2 restores. With the furniture bank, we partner with social service agencies in Dane County to identify families in need of furniture. This could include families affected by poverty, domestic violence, homelessness, or resettlement into the U.S. who are relocating into a dwelling and might not have any furniture. So again, we partner with these social services agencies to identify families in need, and then we are able to donate furniture so their dwelling can now be a happy place with some great furniture. And we have served over 210 families in transitional housing since our furniture bank began. And we do have some of our social service agencies we partner with listed here: the YWCA, Salvation Army, Road Home, Sunshine Place. And it's really a great program to be a part of because we get to help serve those families directly. All right. In 2026, it's only February, but it has been an exciting year for us so far. We have a couple of different builds that have been going on. So in the Stoughton area, this year, since start of January, we've closed on 2 homes, 2 single-family homes for families, which is very exciting. And then in October 25, we started work on a few single-family homes right here at Sun Prairie. And if you drive by, we are on Camper Schroeder Way on the east side, and you can see those awesome Habitat builds going up. So we currently have 4 single-family homes in progress, and you can see a picture here. So we have a lot going on in 2026 is what I'm getting at, and more to come. All right. So you're probably wondering, Julie, how can I get involved in Habitat's efforts? Well, we always need volunteers. We couldn't do the work we do here in Dane County without our community and without volunteers. So I'm excited to tell you how you can get involved as a volunteer, or you can pass this information along to folks you know and get them involved. We have a couple different opportunities. We're going to talk about construction as well as restore. So for construction, our focus is new home construction, although we do home repairs and sometimes home rehabs. But really the need is that new home construction right here in Sun Prairie. You do have to be at least 16 years old to volunteer. And opportunities are available year round, even in the winter and even in the summer. We are building year round. We also have our resource where we always need volunteers, including right down the road on the east side of Madison. And we always need help with processing donations. I'll talk more about this, as well as riding on the donations truck to pick up donations in the community. You have to be at least 16 years old, and opportunities are available year round, Tuesdays through Saturdays. So let's dive in. One more show of hands. Have you volunteered with Habitat Construction in the past? Oh, I love it. Okay. I would love to hear some of your stories after this. So again, with construction, new home builds, critical right now. We need volunteers. Every day on the job site can look different. We try to do as much as possible in-house. I need something like plumbing. We leave to the professionals, plumbing and electrical. We also don't do drywall in-house currently, but we try to do everything else that we can. So this could include framing, siding, trim, painting, all those fun things. You don't need any experience. We will provide all the training you need, all the tools, all the protective equipment. We provide that right on site. You just have to have a positive attitude. So we run Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays year round, and a build day goes 8:15 to 3:30, a little over 7 hours, but we can be flexible with that if needed. What I love about construction is you get to physically see what you've done at the end of the day. You get to see the deck that you've built or the siding that you've put up. It's a very satisfying feeling. We also have a team of regular seasoned volunteers who build with us on Wednesdays. You could be part of that regular crew if you want. And then we have special build days. Once a month, we have a women's construction day. As an example, we welcome women to the build site. It's one of my favorite days. And then in the winter, we have winter warrior build days with a hot chocolate bar. So lots of fun things that go on. And we always need people for construction. I would love to talk with you more at the end if it's of interest. Restore, we always need help processing donations. We get lots of donations that come through the door every day. We have to do things like unload our donation truck, sort through items, maybe some light cleaning and assembly, pricing, and getting things out on the store floor. All of that we need help with Tuesdays through Saturdays, and we have 2 shifts a day. We have a morning 9 to 1 and an afternoon 1 to 5. It can be flexible. We also need folks to ride on that donations truck, and this is 7:30 to 2:30. We need help Mondays and Thursdays, and it operates out of our East Side store. So don't worry, you're not driving a truck, but you're riding along and you're helping move those items. Again, would love to talk with you more if there's interest. All right, so you're probably wondering, Julie, this sounds great. How do I get started? Well, I'm here to help. We have an online portal called Volunteer Hub. This is the link, habitatdane.volunteerhub.com. I do have some materials I can give you at the end with the link on it. It's very easy. You create an account. You can see all of the opportunities on the calendar, and you can sign up at your convenience. If you volunteer with a group, hint, hint, maybe a group opportunity, you do get a unique link to the portal. And if you see an opportunity that sparks your interest, you just click on it. All the info you need is right online. The address, the timing, what to bring, what to wear, what to expect. It's all in that one portal. But of course, if you're not comfortable using the online sign up, I'm here to help. And you get a confirmation email and a reminder email. It's all right online. And again, we can always schedule a group day. What better day would be than having everyone here from the Rotary group out on a build site or at the Restore? It's a really fun time. Look at how much fun these folks are having. So yeah, I would love to work with you to schedule that day. Or if you want to schedule something with a company or just a group of friends or neighbors, it's always a good time, and we need help year round. All right, like I mentioned, we couldn't do what we do at Habitat without volunteers. Volunteers are at the core of our mission. And so I love talking about our volunteering trends that we're seeing, of course, on a national level, but also locally in Dane County. In our state, formal volunteering has dropped. So before the pandemic, there was lots of volunteering. Unfortunately, COVID happened and volunteering dropped, and now it's on the rebound, but not to where levels were before. So we, again, really need volunteers. From 2017 to 2023, formal volunteering dropped. So folks reported 37% of people said they were formally volunteering with an organization like a Rotary group in 2017, and that dropped to 21%. Fewer people are volunteering now, and we want to see those numbers change. We want to see more volunteers in our community. However, informal volunteering rose. So this might be helping a neighbor with their groceries or lending some tools. That's on the rise, which I love to see, but also we need more formal volunteers, and we're looking for that at Habitat. Fun fact I thought is among all the states, they actually ranked formal volunteers ages 16 and up. Wisconsin was right in the middle. How fun is that? 25 out of 50 states. So we're kind of middle of the road when it comes to percentage of folks who volunteer. Volunteering tends to peak between ages 35 to 34 and then gradually declines. And that's what we see at Habitat, the majority of our volunteers being between that age. So we're trying to get more folks of all ages volunteering. And then we're finding most folks are looking for short-term, episodic, one-day volunteer opportunities as opposed to long-term commitments. Now, we love long-term volunteers, and I know there are many years of volunteering here in this group, but we also love one-time volunteering as well. So if you're just looking for one day, try out Habitat, see if you like it. And then also corporate volunteering is on the rise nationally, companies coming out to volunteer. We are seeing the same thing at Habitat here in Dane County. So again, we love groups volunteering with us. And a couple numbers here. So last calendar year in 2025, in Dane County, we had 38,305 volunteer hours throughout our program. We filled over 8,000 volunteer shifts, that's construction and resource. 2,000 unique volunteers participated. And this was between our regular volunteers, we have about 170, our groups, corporate and community groups, and unaffiliated volunteers or folks who aren't part of a group, maybe just coming out for one day. So we are very thankful for the community support, and we would love to have more folks involved in our mission here in Dane County. All right, you can always contact us. Of course, you all know Steve, he's happy to take some questions and things like that. But you can also contact me. This is my information right here, and I do have business cards that I'm happy to give out as well. You can check out more information at habitatdane.org. So if you are interested in our home repair program and applying for that, or the homeownership application, if you want to find out more about volunteering or a resource, that's all online, habitatdane.org. All right, I'm going to pause here. What questions do you have, or what can we talk more about when it comes to Habitat?
Thank you for being here and being so upbeat. I think that really helps to have a energetic person presenting to us so early in the morning. My question is because you build all throughout Dane County, do you find that you get more volunteers if it's in Madison versus like Mount Cora or Stoughton, which is a little bit farther away than where most people are?
That's a great question. And yes, we find that the closer to Madison, the boundaries, the more folks that we get volunteering. And I think it's just a distance thing. And that population center. So again, we would love the community of Sun Prairie to join us on the build site because it is right down the road, very close. But yes, we do see that. Yeah.
I think it's cool that you have added a repair area, you know, for home repair. And it sounds like that's open to anybody in the community, not just people who purchased Habitat homes. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. So, Steve, do you want to?
It's actually the
Yeah.
opposite of that.
It's
Our homeowners are not eligible for
Not
our repair program.
yeah. Mhm.
A point, they still have to meet our income requirements for repair,
Okay.
just to make sure we understand it.
Okay, and then my question is, how is that paid for? Is the homeowner responsible for all of it? Is there some kind of grant involved? So how are those repairs funded?
Yeah. Steve, do you want to chat more about this?
Sure.
You know a lot
It's
about it.
it's a little more complicated, but not really if you think about it. There's monies available from cities and the county for home repair. They expect that you already have the project in your back pocket before they award the money, or vice versa. Compliance is a big deal. So we budgeted $250,000 this year to do home repairs at no cost to the homeowner, and we'll refill our bucket based on what we can go out and fundraise for that. We get a lot of individual non-restricted donations, and so we just decided to make this thing work better. That's what we're gonna commit to it. So we're gonna be doing about 20 home repairs this year, and we'll let the development folks worry about filling up the bucket with funds. So before, we had to know what fund are we gonna use, when does it start, what are the compliance issues and all that. We've kind of taken that off the table. There's such a big need out there that if you would donate money to Habitat, as an example, would you really care whether we use those funds to help someone that needed to put a new roof on their house so that their, upstairs didn't get moldy because they can't afford it? Or does it have to come from Dane County Home Repair Fund? I don't think it really matters. So that's why we did it. And we're seeing some traction finally. We've restarted it like 3 times. I heard a woman who worked at Twin Cities Habitat for many years up in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and they've had a very successful program. We're gonna model that. So hope that answers.
It does. Thank you so much. Does that also include like HVAC, and is it anything home repair, or is it
Safety is
structural?
number one.
What?
Safety is number one. So if
Okay.
there's a bad furnace or something, yes.
Okay.
Accessibility is second on the list, and then energy conservation, weatherization. Third. We will
Like all our
not remodel.
people.
Yeah, we don't do any remodeling where you're
Yeah.
adding a room or whatever, but if you have a deck that's falling apart, certainly, that's a safety.
Okay. Thank you.
I read that the rise in homeowners insurance is a challenge, and utilities are homeowners dealing with that, and how are you helping with that?
Yeah, yes, unfortunately, homeowners insurance prices are rising. It's one of the things that is beyond our control. We don't know what that will look like year after year. And I would say it's definitely a struggle. Unfortunately, what we can control is those monthly payments and capping those at a certain percentage. Steve, I don't know if there's anything about.
Yeah, it's on our
insurance.
radar screen. We're very concerned about it. As a lender, we set the initial escrow amount that has to include taxes, insurance, HOA fees and whatever. And then if those numbers go up, it's out of our control, unfortunately. It's a really big concern in places like Florida, California. There's very difficult times right now for homeowners insurance. We haven't seen it quite as bad here, but we are concerned about it because it will affect affordability. No question about it.
Mhm, that's a great question.
Are they giving like 30-year mortgages or?
Yep, 30-year mortgages. Yeah, great question. I saw that. Yep.
Do you have a standard model home, or are these homes designed individually?
Oh, great question. We have a few different models in our book of homes. Do you know how many, Steve? We're trying to whittle it down.
More than we need.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the homeowner gets to select a few things inside the home, select the one that's gonna go on a particular lot that we own. So they don't come in and say, oh, I like that twin home style. None of that. We're trying to whittle it down. I think we've had a little bit of creep in our vision, building larger and homes with more amenities. Some are because of the city's asking us based on their comprehensive plan or the neighborhood. For instance, in Town Hall here in Sun Prairie, the city suggested highly that we build 2-stall garages. Not a normal habitat amenity to have 2-stall garages, but we're doing that out there. That's just one example. So we're reviewing all that. I'd like to get it whittled down to, 5 or 6 that have some flexibility based on lot size. As we try to build more dense neighborhoods, our designs don't fit on those lots. So we need to do some readjusting in the process of doing that. Does that answer that?
I don't know who's here. Whoever wants to go first. Yeah.
I know that most of these homes are for families, especially, and there's a shortage of housing for families, but I'm wondering if you ever thought about the possibility that there's some young single men or women who are renting apartments who have full-time jobs and who would like to become homeowners in the future, right? Maybe start a family in the future, if there'd be some way that they could put in some hours helping to build some of these homes for families, and instead of getting paid with a paycheck, or like if they have a full-time job somewhere else, that they're helping with these homes as a second job, kind of, if there's a way that they could build up a reserve so that they can get a house in the future, so they can see that they're building their future by building up some savings, instead of having money and having to manage that savings and discipline themselves. If they could build up a pre-down payment 10 years from now on a house by helping construct these homes for families now, and it could be a way to motivate many young, energetic, strong people to help out with building homes for families.
Yeah, that's a great thought. I think, this is something that can be looked into, and I think one big thing that we try to do is tell folks about what we do at Habitat and get them involved. And maybe it's volunteering now, but in the future, they can apply for the home building program. So I think that first start is the education of what Habitat does and getting folks involved. Because unfortunately, I don't know how much more affordable housing will be, say, 5 years down the road. It's tricky. It's a tricky situation, but that's a great thought. Yeah.
I was curious on the square footage of the homes. As far as, I'm hearing one saying you're looking at the size of the lots, kind of, but I'm sure you're looking at the individuals too. I was just curious, what is the range of what the square footage of the homes are?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'll defer to Steve for the range of the square footage. One thing we do consider building the homes is the number of family members, so children, and we do take into account for number of bedrooms, number of children in the home, and that's male, female, and also age ranges help determine number of rooms in the household. And Steve, do you know what that range is between square footage?
Yeah, that's one of the areas that when I mentioned a little creep, we've become a little larger than a decent home. And that's what we're supposed to be building. We have some homes that are in the 13 to 1,400 square foot range. We'd like to get that down to 11 to 1,200 basic home. And we do not build homes for the future for the families. We build them for what exists today. And it takes 12 to 18 months in the program to get their homes built. We do not start a home normally until we have a family assigned. And there's been a number of instances where they add a child while you're building. Makes it just a little more difficult, but it's all part of our process, and I'm just trying to get it condensed a bit from the tendency to creep. So very good question as far as the size.
Yeah.
I saw on there that you started in 1987, so next year is your 40th anniversary of being in business. So any plans or special things that you're doing for that to promote your product and your purpose?
Oh, great question. Stay tuned is my official answer. Because there will be some celebration, but it is going to be a big year for us. It's a very exciting one. So yeah, we will be doing some exciting things next
Our
year.
fiscal year starts on July 1 and then we'll kick off
Mhm.
when you're celebrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so recently, after living in Sun Prairie for 40 some odd years, I moved out to Montana and we went from a big house down to a small condo. So we essentially walked away from our house. We had an estate sale people come in, and part of that process, they told us after what they couldn't sell, nonprofits come in and take what they want. Are you have connections with estate sale people?
That's a good question. Steve,
We
Gino.
do, I don't know your specific situation, but most of the time, after the estate sale is done, what's left doesn't have nearly the value than before.
Okay.
And we're not in the business of trying to help people discard things. We can't sell them, we try not to accept them. So that becomes just a little bit of an issue. But yes, we've done a number of estate sales. You know, some are done.
Yeah.
But, you know, I left all my furniture.
Oh, yeah, right, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and we do have a fantastic team that helps coordinate donations for our resource. And so we have partnered with, for example, an apartment complex that was remodeling. And so they made some fabulous donations. So different, whether it's an estate sale or different organizations or for-profit groups that are donating. That's a great question. Yeah.
When homeowners want to sell their home, does it go to another Habitat family, or how does that work? Or is it their home to do whatever?
It is, right. Yep. So they become the homeowners, they're paying mortgage payments on it. And so it is their home at that point. So and part of I would say part of that, the application process is identifying families in need of a home. And so the thought is that they will stay in that home because it is a need and they'll be first time homeowners. Yeah.
That pops a question into my mind then. Do you know how many first time home buyers are still in their houses?
That's great.
Almost,
To be first time.
maybe.
First time.
Mortgage in the market.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, let's see both.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
Thank you. So. Awesome. All right, so we have a little bit of a time limit here. There's another group coming in to use this space. So I'm gonna turn it over to Teresa for Happy Dollar.
Happy dollars. Come on, what's that? This is for scissors. Happy dollars. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Very sad. There's a lot of things that don't.
Well, I think some of you know that when Larry passed, he had a mini canard in our garage. And so I contacted Habitat, organized everything, and I had to take a lot of pictures, because he had tons of things. They came and they took everything. So I felt really good that his projects were paid forward.
Yeah. Very cool.
Can I do that if my husband's still alive?
Yeah, my happy dollar is that Sunday is a milestone birthday for me. It's no special number, but at my age, every birthday is a milestone.
I've got a couple, one, thank you. Super interesting program. Really want to thank you for coming in and speaking. Yeah, it's been a while since I volunteered at Habitat, but it was really a lot of fun. So maybe it's something we could consider doing, as long as I don't I'd have to be on work or something like that. And then, second one is, really enjoyed, going to Slinger, yesterday with Dan and his sister Joyce to continue moving this project forward. So that was really exciting. And then my third one is this has just been beautiful weather. And so that should make everybody happy. Well, unless you're a skier or something, but it makes me happy. So I'm happy for the weather.
You're a pretty one. You can say anything that you're happy, grateful for.
Oh, yeah.
Because none of you work related, but you have to stand up and share with others.
Yeah, hi all. I have been to many Rotary meetings and this is one of my favorites.
Coming out, the pressure is kind of on there, but as you can probably tell, if I need a shot of adrenaline, I just. Great spokesperson for Habitat, very knowledgeable, and she's done great things for our volunteer program. It's very organized, it's easy to be involved, and it helps us raise money, it helps us build homes, helps us operate our stores and all the other programs that we do. So thank you.
I'm happy to have my friend Sandy Kentner staying with me for a few days this week. In addition to being a local historian, he is a local playwright. And he has a play right now at Bucket Honey's. What's the name of the play? Murder Del Mar. At the dinner theater. It's a murder film. And yeah, it's a combination, kind of a comedy and mystery theater. And you get to try to guess who did the murder as part of the play. So, and great food for Bucket Honey's.
This one, Diana, I meant no disrespect to Larry after I said it. My daughter loved him because when he taught at the high school, she loved it. So I have a garage full of stuff that isn't being used and you're number one on that. I got rid of a broken chair yesterday that's been sitting there for a year. My husband was like, where'd that chair go? I got rid of it. I love Larry and I no disrespect.
This is for Julie. Thank you for your presentation. Your enthusiasm is infectious and that always makes a presentation, like you said, it's so nice to, especially at 7 in the morning. And this is for, I don't know if you already heard, but Jean is retiring. So if you know of anybody who likes to cook, likes a nice environment to work in, team-oriented and nice people, send them my way because she's got big shoes to fill. I'm very sad, but it's good for her. So.
$30 went to the Habitat for Humanity program, but it's been succeeding, and of course the weather.
Just a happy dollar for the U.S. women hockey team. Badgers, but they're gonna play Canada, which also has got a lot of Badgers. So see what happens on Thursday, I think.
Okay, I got a couple of happy dollars. I'll pay a happy dollar anytime we get Sandy here. From all the way from Montana. Thank you. Another happy dollar for Melissa for everything she does, and she's usually on the screen, so we just get to see her. Happy dollar for driving here this morning in the daylight. I mean, that was crazy. And my last happy dollar was kind of my sister Joyce is one thing, and yesterday is we're driving and Deb's along and we're sitting chit-chatting about family stuff and we're going through Hustisford and I'm pointing to her while Debbie's talking, Joyce and Debbie are talking. It's like, I told a story about how my mom and dad would always go on a trip that direction of the state and they would always talk about stopping at Hustisford and going to the cheese house. And they'd always bring home this big brick of Limburger cheese. And how they would cut that, and oh, that was like heaven to them. Our Limburger cheese story.
Yes, can you put me down for 3, please? I want to thank Julie for coming and speaking for us about Habitat. It was super interesting, and What a great program. Thanks to Teresa for pitching in today. Appreciate that. And then the third one is a grandson update. I got a super cute video on Sunday of my grandson talking into a phone. There's no one on this phone, but he's talking into the phone because he knew what the phone did. And he had a picture of me and Steve, and he was pointing to the phone saying Gigi and Papa. And Olivia, my daughter, sent it to us and said, I guess you need to call your grandson because apparently he would like to speak to you. So it was very cute. He has all kinds of good things to say. And his birthday is in 2 weeks, and I'm very excited. He's gonna be 2, which is crazy. How's that possible? So those are my things to be happy about. I'm gonna scooch this way, let our speaker pick a ticket. Oh, no pressure. Your boss is gonna next. You know, last 3 digits. You can read those out? Last 3.
474.
Verify that one. Do you really want us to? You don't have to. You won fair and square. All right. You do it again, you gotta buy lottery ticket there.
507.
It wasn't this one.
507.
Anybody? 507?
I think I have it, I'm just missing it. Finally.
All right, we're getting closer here. All right. Let's see. Right, next week we'll be getting down to it.
Just an FYI, so when you're preparing for buying your tickets next week, the pot is up to $398 for the week. So
Might be a good reason to play. Every week's a good reason to play. All right, my Rotary 101 for today. January of 1911 was the first issue of the National Rotarian, the magazine. The name was changed to the Rotarian in 1912. So, fun facts about the magazine. I remember Laura, when she was president, commenting on the magazine and saying how good it was and how we should all be reading it. And I took her up on that, and now I actually do read it when it comes, and she's right. It's a good magazine.
did you know I was in the magazine? I was during COVID. Yeah, they were doing a thing on Rotarians doing things during COVID, and our meal delivery program was running.
Yeah.
So I submitted something, and
There you go.
That's probably when I said read the paper.
But it's a great magazine, so make sure you're reading it. It's part of your membership. So.
It's election day. Vote on it.
And it is election day. Yes, thank you. Good reminder. And my polling place moves. I gotta remember that. Anyhow, thank you all very much. Have a lovely Tuesday. Enjoy this beautiful day. Thank you.
It's certain. The person I asked.
Could you see me? But I think you'll be.
I know.
So I just.